WX3B. This is Jim Nitzberg, WX3B, getting ready to set up for a live PVRC meeting. Follow me downstairs to the radio room, please. All right, here we are. Let's hope the internet connection stays on a little bit better than it did last time. Let's see.
WALM. We got a pretty full room up here. I like to keep it, but I don't know. Anyway, K8, KT, good to hear you tonight. Thank you, Danny. Always good to hear you. It's been about the same here, exactly the same as what Ann reported, and there's a good reason for that. That's proximity. But it's been windy, as she reported. Other than that, it's fine here on the radio bridge, Danny. You always have a good signal here from K8KK. Okay, thank you for that. Well, you're going to talk to me. Pick me up pretty good that way. WB8, CNN. Good evening, Charlie.
Yeah, good evening there, Danny. Everybody also on the net. It's really windy here. It gets worse. I saw a little, here we go, some high winds, some sun, and probably some high winds tonight. It's going to freeze here if we get down to 30. So it's again. Right now it's 58 degrees. That's not the best in the world, but they'll have wind blowing. It's something else. Still looking for spring action here, I guess you could say, weather-wise. This has been probably one of the coldest April's I've seen, I think. It stays cold all the time. You know, it's, anyway, maybe we'll get a little spring and summer weather here later on. That's the net. I'll see it in.
Okay, Charlie. Yeah, we'll go through one of these days. Okay, WB8 YEG with the West Virginia Net. KB8YSO. Good evening, Dave.
Good evening, Dan, and everyone else on the net. It's been a windy day up here in the free state of Preston. With that, I'll turn it back to Nick Control, KB8YSO.
All right, KC. Okay, got you that time. Okay, WBA, NSL. Hello, Chuck.
Hi there, Dan. It's good to hear everyone this evening. I've had about everything mixed up in weather today. Had some rain and sleet, and current temperature's 50. Had one gust, 39 miles an hour, so that's a pretty good shot of wind. No formal traffic, and 73 all. WB8 and SL.
All right, Chuck. Thank you for that. Okay, NMA. Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, Dan. Everybody on the net. Well, Ken gave the weather earlier. It has been windy. I actually was outside for a little bit. Put up a vertical at the end of the yard. That was quite fun with the wind blowing, but thank goodness it wasn't any taller than it was. I did get the thing put up. Didn't really need it, but I like it for 30 meters. It seems to work well on 30 meters. So, anyways, good to hear everybody, and good to be on here. N8 anyway.
Yeah, okay, Tom. 30 meters, a lot of fun. I enjoyed that once in a while there. NHCJA, good evening, Charlie.
Good evening, Danny, and everybody on the net. You're stuck.
But if you ain't hearing me, I'm having trouble keeping my words on the doggone antenna. The wind's blowing so hard, sometimes I think it blows them off. But I'm going to come up with something, command that. Back in there from NHCJA. Okay, Charlie, real good there.
Testing from Whiskey X-Ray 3 Bravo. QRZ, this is Whiskey X-Ray 3 Bravo. Whiskey X-Ray 3 Bravo. Open you. Hello, radio. This is Jim Nitzberg testing the YouTube link. I'd say it sounds pretty good. Kilo 1 Radio Hotel, K1 Radio Hotel from WX3B.
Anybody home?
You betcha.
WX3B, NY3A.
All right, NY3A, WX3B. Did you get the YouTube link?
Did you email it?
I sent it on PVRC Reflector and put it on Facebook, but I can email it too.
Yep, I got it.
All right, it sounds. I've got my phone connected to one internet connection here, and I'm live streaming on Freedom Broadband. It actually sounds pretty good.
Yep, I see it.
There's a little bit of a delay. How does it sound?
Sounds good.
Picture quality is questionable, but it's getting better as the sun goes down.
So this is a dangerous frequency, isn't it?
Absolutely not. This is a perfect frequency.
Okay, is this the same one we had last time?
Something like that.
So I'm probably gonna chat with you for a bit, then I'm gonna duck out.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm putting you on the roster if that's okay with you.
That's fine with me. Did you have a good day?
Yeah, it was good. Did a little bit of work. Did a lot of playing around with my two new internet service providers. I've got an upgrade for Verizon that's working great, and I've got Freedom Broadband right back to where they were before I pitched them over the boat last time.
So have you done any kind of a speed test?
Yeah, I'm getting anywhere between 2.5 and I had a 10 megabit per second result once down. It averages about 5 or 6, and I get about 2 to 3 up.
Is that Freedom?
Roger, Roger.
Doing better. I haven't looked at it for a bit, but doing better than me, I think.
You know, when you're a new customer, they prioritize you so you get better than usual response. And then in a month, it's right down the drain.
Oh, you got a different. You're going to a different place. I'm going to Manchester.
Is that Mr. Heath?
Yeah.
Hey, say hi to Steve.
Hey, Steve. Hey, Rob. How you doing? NY3A.
K1RH.
Well, that was fast. What direction is your vertical pointing, Rob?
Up.
You don't have a dipole for this band anymore?
No. My vertical is just awesome. Full quarter wave. It's got 64 quarter wave verticals buried in the ground, and then I've got three 300-foot beverages. So yeah, I don't need a dipole.
You DXer.
Very nice. So your train is limiting going west? No, I can't get about 330 to down north around that area for like Asia. Alaska is just fine. But again, moving a little bit towards Japan and Asia, that's where I hit my hill and I'm dead. And then I come out of it again. I can hit like Sweden and Norway and all of those through Europe. It's just that one dead spot in Asia. Okay, well, so you got a notch. Yep. Hey, technical question on this FT5000, Jim. To be safe for the coronavirus, do I use my noise blanker, the digital noise reduction, or the digital noise filter for safety?
I'm sorry, you need the new tuning filters for that.
Oh, darn, I don't have those. Just wear a mask. All right, I'll wear a mask.
I thought you were going to ask me a serious question. Hey, Steve, did you notice the high fidelity audio improvement on the YouTube, or did you shut it off?
Yeah, I don't have it on, otherwise it would be tripping my box.
Yeah, okay. I opened up the filters, so that'll be interesting when we have company. But I think this is going to work. So yeah, Freedom Broadband is good. Verizon is much better now. I have between 10 and 20 megabits per second down on that. By the way, Rob, I don't want to hear about your internet connectivity, and I think it's 3 to 10 up. So now I have, you know what they say, 2 slow internets are better than 0.
Hey, take what you can get.
Are you running Comcast out there?
Yeah, I've got about 200 megabit down, but then again, I pay for the extra because between all the kids and parents insurance and everything, we use it.
Maybe I'll just buy a super high directional Wi-Fi antenna and point it at your house.
Me
We
too.
can try that.
Me too.
Yeah, a little time sharing on that 200 megabit per second line.
So that's a really good speed from Verizon.
No, I'm sorry, Comcast, not Verizon.
Elizabeth has Verizon at her office. It's 200 down, 200 up, $39.99 a month.
Well, I'm out of range for any of the fiber stuff, so trying to run copper, all the way back where I'm at, I wouldn't get the speeds, and I've already got Comcast, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of us back here now that are on Freedom Broadband, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when we're all watching TV at the same time.
Yeah, I think I'm going to call T-Mobile again and see if they're still doing that thing.
Are they doing unlimited data on a data card?
It's some kind of, I don't know if it's a data card. It looks like a modem.
It's T-Mobile?
Yeah, it's T-Mobile, yeah.
I have to see whether I can even get a signal with a Yagi on that.
I think it's like $50 a month and it's unlimited. But I don't know what kind of speed it's going to get. If it's similar to my phone, I'd be pretty happy.
Well, it's not going to be worse than your phone.
It shouldn't be. I mean, it's just 4G, I think.
So did you get out and take a walk today?
I did.
You did better than I did. A little windy, were you?
Oh, man, it was really windy. How's all your supplies holding out, Rob?
Oh, I'm good, and I've made a couple trips out. Honestly, I've not been out of the house much. I felt bad. I actually had to go to the grocery store yesterday, and all I got was a loaf of bread and some vegetables. I still had milk and all the other stuff, but yeah, I'm stocked.
I had to go to Walmart today.
Oh man, my condolences.
I know. I had to go to the pharmacy over there in Westminster.
Did you order ahead of time and just have it dropped in your car?
No, but I'm going to do that next time. I see where they have that set up. I probably should have done it. I was all masked up and everything with an N95, but I'll cross my fingers.
How'd you get an N95? Did you overpay for one on eBay?
Yeah, I mean, with all this allergy stuff I had going on, I bought several boxes of them. So, like years ago. So I had them just from that.
You could probably sell them for $1,000 each now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I had some hanging in the garage for regular paint and, doing work out there.
Well,
The best thing to wear is like a regular respirator. The cartridges on it,
Yeah, I should have one up in the attic, but I think all the elastic was pretty stretched out on it, and I figured the N95 would have been fine.
That's the one that, that one's not going to leak. As long as it's not rotting.
Yeah, it's been up in the attic for a while, and last I remember it was pretty ratty because, it's been in a paint booth kind of area and pretty much covered in paint and nasty looking.
What radio are you using, Rob?
The FT5000.
Another 5,000. Sounds good.
it sounds almost as good as your 1000D.
How do you know this isn't a 7610?
Because the audio is sounds like a 1000D.
Yeah, well, you're right.
The automatic gain control isn't throttling back the compression.
So I actually did poke around on the menu today because I had no idea where all the, like the Vox controls and actually I'm not sure where the mic. I think I found the mic gain.
It's just the sick thing is that I have to actually think about that myself right now. Yeah, the mic gain is on that quick menu thing. If you hit quick, I think it takes you to the menu and the speech processor and a bunch of other stuff. I mean, there's another way to get to it, but that's how I get to it. And if you're using the Heil Icon mic on the 7610, right?
Yeah, I guess it's the IC6, isn't it?
I doubt it. Did you get the same thing I've got here?
Let's see, what is it? It's the Pro Set IC.
Yeah, it's the original old version of the thing. It's like it's a very inexpensive headset, and I think yeah, for your voice, you probably put the mic gain somewhere between 3 and 5, processor between 3 and 5, and I don't remember where I put the drive. That's probably also between 3 and 5.
And what about the treble and the bass?
Treble all the way up and bass at -3. I take it back. Bass is all the way down, and you might I might actually cut some of the low frequencies off if there's still too much bass. Like I have it at 100 to 2900 hertz. Hold on, I'll tell you exactly what I have in a second. This is Whiskey X-Ray 3 Bravo. Okay, drive gain at 50%, mic gain at 50%, compression level 7. That's probably a little hot. Transmit bandwidth wide, which is 100 to 2900. I'd say for your voice, try compression level at 5. And see if you have a 5000. There's not that many things to set up.
Yeah, but 1000 there's even less.
Yeah, you've got a lot more bass in your audio than Rob does. Rob, are you running the HC4 or HC5 tonight?
HC5.
Okay. Mr. Beckman, are you on frequency yet? He's going to try to make it. By the way, I have condolences, not the right word. I have greetings from John Chesley. He said he's not quite ready to join the net, but maybe next week. Yeah, that's what I told him too. So you ready to go back to work yet, Steve?
Absolutely not.
Well, I mean, from home, of course.
Absolutely not.
How long have you been retired?
About a year and a few months.
It's probably been a few months since I last saw you in person.
Yeah, really does suck.
And it's going to, I'm telling you, I'm going to drive to your house, sit in the car, and you and I can talk on the phone together. How does that sound for a visit?
That sounds like the new world. And 3SP.
Mr. Beckman, what a smooth sound you have.
Yep, this is the 5000. Good evening.
Oh, good evening. What is that, an MD100 mic on it?
Nope, the MD1.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's got a lot of bass and very few highs, but it's got a sort of like a FM radio soul sound.
I think this microphone, well, this radio will be a little bit easier to set the compression up on.
Yeah, I guess the preamps work on that radio, unlike the 950. Or was that the attenuator that was blown? I forget.
That was the attenuator.
So how's your remote work going?
Oh, it's going pretty good. Let's see how we're doing with the compression here. Hello, radio. Oh, hello, radio. There we go. It's going okay. I'm getting used to it. That sounds better.
Yeah, there's more drive right now. It almost took some of the smoothness away, but I would, the MD1 is a very bassy microphone. Say hi to Mr. Heath, by the way.
Good evening, Rob.
Hey, Steve. K1RH here.
How you doing, Rob? What's going on?
For me, it's just like normal. I mean, I never go anywhere or do anything or see anybody anyways. But the only difference is I don't have to go to work. We're working exclusively from home.
Yep. For a lot of people, it's that way, too. What I've noticed is the gas prices are way down. Not that I've bought gas recently. It's $1.99 in Hanover.
It's like I hear it's way down, but I don't need any because I'm not driving anywhere.
Funny thing, I'm driving a lot more than I usually do. I'm commuting back. Well, I'm commuting from one essential location to another.
Are you allowed to be in the same house? I mean, does she have to be isolated for work or anything, or you're just going back and forth playing radios?
I'm working. I'm doing my work from here most of the time. I'll pop into work once in a while if I need a high-speed internet connection or need to visit somebody at a distance. But no, until, I don't know, it's probably going to be too late by the time I decide to isolate myself, because she works at a nursing home, and you know what they say about that.
Okay, I knew she worked there. I didn't know if you needed to stay away from her so that she was isolated or not.
Well, that's too. I don't see anybody though. I've become more like you. The only people I see are Elizabeth and Frazier, and that's it.
Yeah, the kids have been pretty much over at Teresa's. Was it the last week or the week before I had them? But they've been over at her house because she's not traveling. She's doing all of her work remotely.
Wait, have you been on your own?
Pretty much just me and Jack and fish and birds and critters.
And then you don't go downstairs that often, do you?
I've been downstairs more playing with the radio than I have before. I got that new Palstar auto tuner, so I've been on 17. I've been trying to rack up some new countries on 17. I just leave my computer set upstairs monitoring the packet cluster, and it emails me when there's a new country on the air, so I come down here and work it. Feels like cheating, but hey, I worked them.
Why don't you program a computer to work them automatically for you and send you an email?
I don't know that I can do that, but certainly getting a heads up that a new country's on. I get maybe 2 or 3 new countries a week on 17, and I've gotten a couple on 20. And my problem is I'm one short on 80. I've got 99 confirmed contacts on 80, so it's like I'd really like to get one more confirmed. I've got over 100, but they're just not confirmed. I'd kind of like to round out DXCC on all 5 bands.
Are you using Logbook of the World?
Yeah, I said I've got 99 confirmed on there. I need one more.
Well, if it doesn't happen before the end of October, I can guarantee you'll get it in October.
Yeah, I was hoping to get it. Actually, I got a couple. That's why I'm up to where I'm at. I got a couple on the ARRL DX contest, but like I said, I just have it logging, and if I get one, I'll come down here and work them.
The benefits of working at home. WX3 Bravo.
Alpha 3 Alpha Echo Romeo.
Hey Ted, how you doing?
Good, Jim. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Have you moved out to Tawny Town for the time being?
I work here just about every day now.
Well, I can't think of a better place to be.
Nope. I work here during the day, and I go visit Elizabeth at night.
I don't know why you both don't move out there except for the animals.
I've offered many times. My neighbors across the street have tried to recruit her to move here, so they have more people back here. She just she lives 2 doors down from her mom, and she's kind of a caretaker.
Well, she's on frequency.
We got Steve Beckman, N3SB, Rob Heath, K1 Robert Heath. Hey, there's a lot of vanity calls here. We got Steve Sluzz, NY3A.
Oh, hey there, Steve.
Hey, Ted, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. You want to go out and test drive a Tesla?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I can get into it, though.
Oh, sure you can.
It's that you got to plug it in.
Well, so?
Maybe. I mean, it sounds pretty cool, and I know the performance is really, really excellent.
Yeah, the performance is something else. I'll tell you the story sometime when we're in person about what I did one day going out to the Northwest meeting.
I've seen some YouTube videos of those things, drag racing against various things, and it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, I wasn't trying to drag race, but it shocked the you-know-what out of me. Its acceleration is smooth and it's very quick.
I remember having a car that could accelerate once.
And then?
became a Jeep.
What was that?
It turned into a Jeep. Actually, there were 3 cars that it took to turn into one Jeep.
You trade for a wife.
Right. Well, at one point in time, I had reached the American dream as I defined it: a sports sedan, a sports car, and an SUV. All 3 cars had a very limited value. I guess the sports car was worth some money. The other 2 cars were worth almost nothing. But over time, between those 3 cars and the other 2 that I was somewhat responsible for, it just became more than I wanted to deal with, so I consolidated. And Rob, you probably noticed I haven't been over begging for car repairs quite as much.
No, I thought that was because I ran out of the 450 to patch up the rust spots.
Well, unless you poured the gallon that you had into your truck, I know that's a lie.
Actually, I think it hardened up. I had it in, every time I went to use it, I'd put it in a smaller mason jar to, reduce the air content in there. And at one point it went solid on me.
That's too bad. It means you weren't using it often enough.
Not having to use it often enough is a good thing.
How's the truck doing?
Truck does really well. It's a weekend vehicle. I've been driving it a lot more since I'm not going all the way into work anymore, but yeah, it's fine. Car's fine.
Don't you miss having an $800 a month car payment?
I've not had a car payment since 2010, so no.
Yeah, I wish I could say that.
Yeah, well, I got 3 kids that'll be driving at the end of the year, so I may not have a car payment, but I'm sure going to have some insurance payments.
I'll bet. What'd you say, Steve?
And I've got my washing machine taken apart right now, M3SP.
What's wrong with it, other than it's apart?
Well, it's a front loader. It's about 10 to 12 years old, I guess. And it seems to be a real common problem with all of them. There's a spider frame assembly that holds the drum where the clothes go into, and those things basically rust out. So that made the drum kind of wobbly, which caused its own set of problems, and then the bearings went up. So I've got new bearings installed, but I've got to get the new spider to hold the drum in place. That's on order right now.
Sounds like a good project. How old is the machine?
It's at least 10 years old. I ought to check the date. It might actually be older than that.
Teresa used to hate when I fixed the washing and the dryer, because every time they broke, she thought she couldn't get a new one, and I'd go order the parts on the internet and fix them. She hated that.
Yeah, they're not actually that difficult to fix, and parts are obtainable.
Yeah, and I use repairclinic.com, and they've got the coolest database where you go through a series of questions of, is it all plastic? Is it all metal? Is it an electric part? What color is it? And what's the longest dimension? And you put all that in, and they usually get you right to the part you need. Strange algorithm for finding a part.
I put a dryer belt on once.
I've got a lawnmower with a big oil leak in it, if anybody's interested.
I just got a new lawnmower.
What'd you get?
It's a, what is that thing? It's a Cub Cadet.
An LX50 XT2.
It's the XT1, but it is the LX50.
The same thing that I have. I have the XT2, and I guess the 2 means it's too leaky of oil.
Well, apparently with the 2, they give you armrests, which I can add to the 1.
Well, that's the new 2. Mine is only 5 years old, and I got a $600 repair estimate to fix what I thought was a pretty slow oil leak. So I'm going to take another look and see how bad the leak is before I do it.
Where's it leaking from?
There's two different seals it's leaking from, and I got it written down somewhere. I'll see if I can find it. If you rattle off a few of the different seals, I'll tell you if you hit it.
Well, there'd be a set of seals. Here we go. Good deal. Sorry, having a little, maybe some RF problems here. Anyway, there's a set of seals around the valve covers, and there's probably a set of seal at the output of the main shaft.
Yeah, it's that the main shaft seal is one of them, and then there's another one which is much easier to get to that wouldn't have been that hard to fix, but they said the main shaft seal is a tough one. I thought maybe I broke it by running a tree stump over or something, but Rob says I probably didn't do that.
No, that's not how you would lose a main shaft seal. That would hurt the mower deck, but it wouldn't hurt the engine.
Yeah, the mower deck is good. The cutting is really good, and that's with a pretty dull blade, I'm thinking. So anyway, I don't remember it leaking that badly. I mean, I see the drops that pool. What I don't see is how much is in my lawn.
Looks like you're running QRP tonight, Jim.
I'm not. It's just the band conditions.
Looks like you're only running like 800 watts.
Yeah, something like that, times about 2. Not quite 2, of course.
Oh, yeah, now I see it. Okay, never mind.
What are you talking about?
Looking at your watt meter.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, yeah, I thought you were complaining about my signal strength. If you're running 200 watts, I got to be pretty loud there.
Yeah, you're pretty loud. You and Steve are about the same, I think.
And Steve, you're only running 100 watts, right?
Yep, this is 200 watts actually.
Yeah, you're a little bit weaker, not much.
All right, this is probably about 70. No, it's 50 watts. Didn't notice much difference, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yep, I did too.
You guys are all pretty loud. Static crashes are loud tonight too.
Ted, what are you running? Running 500. It's a K3? Yeah, K3, KTA 500, but then again, I've got this low dipole. That sounds good. Well, thank you. I'm hoping to redo this antenna sometime. I'd really like to get it, being as the tree's grown at least another 10 feet, I'd like to shoot a new line up over and actually put up a doublet, feed the thing with ladder line. That would probably work well.
Hey, Ted, you're nice and loud here.
Works better than what I have, and it probably would do a whole lot better on 30 meters, which I like to occasion from time to time, but can't hear a bloody thing. That's a good band. Okay, it's Tim at 3QE.
Hey, Tim, you're off frequency a little bit. WX3B and Company.
Yeah, I was going to scratch my head about that. The video on watching your live stream says 3813 on your dial, but you're coming in sort of like 3813.2 to me. Here, let me shoot down a little bit. You tell me, is this any better, Jim?
Yeah, now you're fine. Now, is it me or is it Tim? Somebody else.
We're fine. He's off.
Okay, Tim, get rid of that RIT control that's activated.
Oh, okay. Now I see. Here. Okay, I dialed my RIT back to 0. So when I talk to him, can you read my power on your power meter directly?
Yes, you're running 1,500 watts.
Excellent. Good to hear.
Wow, that's really cool.
Your low voice peaks are only 600 watts.
Yeah. Well, is this, at this point, all the kids from college are home, so I don't have to be so quiet. But when I get up and for a phone conference for work at 7:30 a.m.
I want you to meet some of my friends that are also PVRCers, and we've known each other for a few years. Steve Beckman, Steve Sluz, you know, and Rob.
Okay, I can recognize that. Good to hear you on the air.
By the way, these are the guys that actually maintain my station.
Oh, excellent. Were you trying to get them to come over and fix your lawnmower earlier?
Yeah, now the lawnmower is a little bit too big of a job, but if I complain about it enough, it could happen.
If you complain about it enough, we'll load it onto my truck and I'll bring it home again like we did with your old mower.
Yeah, I think the difference is that probably took you 2 hours to fix that one. This one's going to take you like 5.
Not like I have anything to do these days.
Well, you're working. That's more than a lot of people are doing. Who was that?
Marty. He has here at a small station up here in Hanover, W3ADX. How you guys doing?
Hey, Nathan, I hear you and I hear somebody else.
WA,
Is that Marty?
Roger.
Hey, Marty. Nice to hear you. W8 Alpha Kilo Sugar. And Nathan, W3 Alpha Delta X-Ray, another friend of the family, a PVRC member. Let's say hi to Nathan. I don't think you've met Tim, N3QE, but you probably know these other guys, a lot of them.
Yeah, I don't think I met him, but definitely Rob. It's probably been a while since he's heard from you.
Okay, Marty. Well, thanks for. Did you have any official business you would like to see transcribed in the log of our meeting tonight?
Let me see what I can do.
Okay. Yeah, you're not as strong as the other guys, but I can hear you. It's great to hear you and hope you're safe. Hey, Nathan, did you get your dad to check in tonight?
No, that probably ain't gonna happen. he's got a 40-meter wire up for now. They don't have anything 480.
Well, W3IDT was on his 40-meter dipole last month. He did fine.
Yeah, it's pretty rare when I get him to turn his radio on.
Understand. Pretty soon I'm going to be asking you to put your daughter on the air.
Oh, she already gets in here and tries to scream through the microphone.
Excellent. Who was that?
K-Tree Mickey Mouse.
Hello, Mickey Mouse.
Turn up the game or something.
Sounds like you're running in rag chew mode.
Definitely.
Competing with Steve Beckman for Mellow Audio tonight.
Yeah, it's the old MD100 again. Nothing wrong with MD100. K-Tree's at home.
Hello, Fred. Hello, bud.
Hey, Jim.
And Echo, Mike Echo.
All right, I'm at a loss. I need your name, EME. Yeah, thanks, Ed. This is Jim and Company. Fred, you're running an MD100, aren't you?
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, you've got that perfect in between rag chew and contest audio compromise. It's not really a compromise though.
Whatever it is, it works.
I enjoyed your write-up of the 15 contests you were in this last weekend.
Yeah, that was fun.
WF1L.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Jim. Hey, if I bring my 756 to your house, do you think your little gremlins will fix it for me?
What's wrong with your 756?
I think it took the finals out.
Oh, no. I don't know. The last time something like that happened with the radio that was here, I had to pay $500 to get it fixed.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I asked the guy in Michigan, the Icon guy, he doesn't even want me to bring it to the door.
Well, you'd send the radio out there for like $50.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the parts to fix it. That's the problem.
What kind of, it's a 750?
Probably not.
Well, it looks like you're going to have to buy another radio.
Yeah, well, I got enough spares in the basement. I'm okay. I'm on my first spare, 746 Pro.
Yeah, the radio you're on now sounds great.
Good. Yeah. So this you going to be doing this on a recurring basis or just occasionally?
I think I'm going to be doing it until at least people are visiting each other in person again, unless nobody shows up. I might let other people run the net, which is the fun part.
Well, you can have it. I'm more for the stay in the background and just answer when I'm called.
I like the free-for-all format. Who else is on frequency that hasn't said hello?
In for Yankee, Delta United.
All right, N4YDU. How you doing, Nate?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm waiting. Let's see. Mason probably won't. Well, Mason should be listening too.
Didn't I hear Tim on earlier?
Yep. Say hello.
Haven't seen you in a couple of years since I stopped coming to Midtown, down to the downtown luncheon.
Oh, hey. Very good. Remind me your call again?
Whiskey Foxtrot 1 Lima.
Oh, very good. Yeah, obviously we aren't having the downtown lunches anymore, but you're welcome to join in virtually. Eric holds his downtown meetings online the past month, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen again in May.
All righty. I'll put it in the reflector. I'll give it a shot. Yeah, we're since I retired and moved over here to Delmarva, I don't get a chance to do much anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, figure out some way to get on the air, and we'll work for sure.
Oh yeah. We have a chat. The guy's still working. He doesn't have a lot of time to devote to PVRC in the evening.
Okay. Well, I can tell you for sure we'll be looking for Delaware come sweepstakes.
Well, I'll be here.
Oh, excellent.
How long have you been retired, Bill?
Probably about 2.5 years.
Oh, nice. Congratulations. I don't think I remembered that. I probably heard about it, but forgot.
Yeah, we retired, and then a year later, wife retired out of the school district, and we bought our forever house over here. We've been here almost 2 years in July.
Got some land?
About a half an acre and about 5 antennas.
Oh man, that's great. What city are you in?
I'm just outside of Dover.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's not far from K3 Whiskey, India.
And who is he? That doesn't ring a bell.
He's in Seaford. It's Bill Schwartz.
Okay, yeah, he's about 30 miles south of me.
Delta Romeo Lima.
What Radio Lima? What was the rest?
November 3, Delta Romeo Lima. This is Dave joining in with the PVRC group. How's everybody this evening?
Hey, Dave, it's Jim, WX3B. What'd you do? Turn on an 8,000 watt amplifier the second time you came up tremendously.
No, I just repositioned the microphone a little closer to my mouth.
Yeah, okay, very good. Well, you sound great. Who else is on frequency? I guess the net is officially in session. I've got everybody else that's signed up that I heard so far. This is Whiskey X-Ray 3 Bravo.
November 3, Victor Oscar Papa.
Good evening, Mike. Who else? Anybody else? Whiskey X-Ray 3 Bravo and the PVRC group open to everyone.
November X-Ray 3 Zulu.
NX3Z, nice to hear you. Please remind me your name.
Jim.
All right, Jim. I got one or two more times before I just met you a couple months ago when we voted you in, didn't I?
Probably true. I've been to a few meetings out at the Chef Lynn's place with a good friend of Bud.
Yep. No, I met you there. I remember when you got voted in too.
I wonder if they're going to be back in business.
What was that?
I wonder if Chef Lynn will still be there.
I don't know, man. It's pretty hard to get your hands on that rest. Well, I'll keep this conversation radio-wise. Who else? Whiskey X-Ray 3 Bravo.
Whiskey 3, Radio Charlie Oscar with Mike Ford, Spirit, Italy.
Is that KM4SII, Mason?
Kilowatt 3 Echo Whiskey.
But it's working.
Yeah, okay. It's I can hear you well enough for this purpose. K3W Phil, hi, and is it W3 RFC, Joel? Is that right? Who's the W3 radio?
Whiskey 3, Radio Charlie Oscar.
Oh, Rico, how you doing?
In the mountains.
All right, nice to hear you. Anybody else? I got radio.
Radio 3 Radio.
Oh, hi, Gary. Very good. Yeah, I've got some static crashes tonight. Nice to hear you. Anybody else? Hello, Peter, W2 CDO. Anybody else? Did Did I miss anybody that somebody else heard?
Kilowatt 3 Alpha Japan.
Hello, Tom, K3AJ.
Okay, I'm warming up the amp. I'm going to go away and tune it in a couple of seconds.
Okay, well, you're loud barefoot. The PVRC gathering is open to everyone. This is Whiskey X-Ray 3 Bravo. Jim, anybody else? Anybody from the Society of Midwest Contesters? I figured at least somebody would show up from there.
Whiskey X-Ray 3 Bravo. This is WB2 Zulu Alpha Bravo. How Todd?
You sound great, Todd. WB2 ZAB, gotcha.
I'm using the inverted speed, but I have some, just running about 77 watts or so. The antenna's set up for fidelity, so I have to run only 100 watts and use the antenna tuner.
Yeah, well, sounds great.
That's good.
It's up nice and high. That helps.
Actually, you sound good too. You're about 30 some odd over.
Thank you. I'm running a little bit more than 100 watts.
150 watts?
150, plus about 1,200 more.
I see.
Anybody else? This is Whiskey X-Ray 3 Bravo with the PVRC gang.
Tango 3, radio.
KT3, Roger, Roger. Nice to hear you.
Hey there, Jim.
Now, did I get your location wrong for the last few years? Do you live right by John and Nathan?
Sure do. They're right up the road from me. I'm over here in Hanover by the lake in the park.
Well, say a quick hello to Nathan because he's actually on the air.
Hi, Nathan.
Hey, Bob. How's it going?
That was a quick hello. Anybody else? Whiskey X-Ray 3 Bravo. All right. I'm going to go from the top, and if you want to, if people join in the middle, that's fine. Mr. Sluzz, are you still here? Okay, he said good night. How about Rob Heath?
I'm still here. K1RH.
You don't want to say anything to the group or have anything that you want me to record in the notes?
Hi, everybody.
Okay. Thanks, Rob. Steve Beckman, M3SB.
N3FD, Eldersburg, Maryland. Good evening to everyone. We're testing a couple of different microphones on the station, and hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for hosting the net, Jim, N3FD.
Thank you, Steve. WA3AER, Ted.
Yes, I'm still here. This is WA3AER, and thanks for joining us again, Jim. Well, Mr. Murphy finally bit me this past weekend. I was having a great time in CQMM, and all of a sudden I couldn't communicate between the computer and the keyboard and the trackball, and everything just went off. So now I've got something jury-rigged until I get a new KVM switch in place. So hope everyone's staying safe, and I got to look and see what's going on this weekend.
Okay. Yeah, there's got to be something going on. Thanks, Ted. N3QE, Tim.
Howdy, guys. I had a blast in WPX phone at the end of March. There's a little bit of friction between me and the family unless I keep my voice super low on the radio. I think some of you who have been out to LPL know how us low band guys tend to shout a little loudly into the microphone, so it's an extra effort for me to keep it down. However, we did survive that weekend, and I followed it up with a great showing in the CQMM contest this past weekend. So while it's not like WPXCW, which is going to come up at the end of next month. So that's it for me.
Okay, thanks, Tim. Nathan, W3ADX.
W3ADX. Yep, just in here checking some listening now. Just living the crazy here with the coronavirus. Safe at work and having fun with the family.
Yeah, that's great. Nathan has a little girl at home. She's 2 or 2.5?
May 5th, she'll be 2.
Yeah, congratulations. W8 Alpha Kilo Sierra. Marty, are you still there? Yeah, did you want to say anything special?
No, I tried to bring my amp online, but it's not working. My antenna is too far off whack.
Well, I hear you just fine. So it's good to hear your voice, Marty, and I hope you're staying safe.
Oh, I'm doing fine. You and yours too, kid.
Very good. Glad you could join us. Kilowatt 3, Mickey Mouse, Tyler.
Hey, y'all. Well, I'm running barefoot still, and I do my lightning strike, and I'm still finding stuff that's broken. But kind of figuring out how I want to rebuild the station. It's pretty much locked into stacking Venture Skyhawks. I guess they're DXC Skyhawks now, and went to my bottom antenna rotator hasn't turned in probably 10 years or more, and I went to pull the motor out and it's completely locked up. So I got to figure out if I can repair them with the parts that I have. And I'm dealing with old versus older ring rotator motors that don't fit exactly like the one that's there. So it's always something. Anyway, I'm kind of in the market for another FT5000 if anybody has a good deal on one. Prefer a late model, but I'm not too picky as long as it's in good shape. And also looking at trying to do some station automation stuff, get away from some of the manual cabling and stuff. Kind of looking at connectivity stuff from over in Europe or the Green Heron stuff, trying to figure out who's got the best package. And it kind of depends on my station. Also going to do a triplexer on my tri-bander stack, a la A3B. So I'm kind of cloning what he's doing. Mine's a little taller than his, but it's the same deal. He's got rings. He's got all 3 on rings, I think. On my bottom 2 on rings. And typical, I'm not changing anything on the tower, on that small tower. And so anyway, if anybody has any input, I'm also looking at a little bit of flex radio stuff, but I think I'm going to stick with the 5000s for now and try to automate things as I can. Just put in new the triplexer and probably go with the 6 AM deal since he's a little bit more local than I can't really call now. I designed the Power Genius Excel stuff. But anyway, that's kind of what I'm up to. Still in the planning stages mostly. But I'll be acquiring a Skyhawks pretty soon, start putting them together, and then have to try to assemble a tower crew.
Roger. K3 Mike, WX3B. That's Ronco 4 Oscar 3 Alpha you're thinking about with the, I think, for the Power Genius. I know young Mason down in North Carolina has limited time tonight, and I wanted to turn it over to you for your comments. I know this is going to count as your official first PVRC meeting, Mason, so go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. I know my audio is probably not very good. I'm having to use the remote because I don't have well, looks like the amplifier's not working. Wait, maybe it's kicking back in. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely still have to say I'm like, nice to meet everybody. I know I've worked probably a lot of you guys on the air. I've been playing contacts and stuff with CQMM. As long as nobody else tapped me this year, I should have ready for
Okay, Mason, very good. Well, it's nice to talk to you on the air. Thanks for making the effort to get on, and look forward to setting you up with meeting number 2. Now, a quick break for anybody else that hadn't already signed on or checked in.
N1WR, November 1, Whiskey Romeo.
Okay, got you. Wayne, N1WR. Anyone else?
Jim, did you get info on you?
Yeah, go ahead, Nate. Yeah, I got you.
Okay, you want me to go now, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Nate, N4YDU. I'm in Youngsville, North Carolina. Say hello to everyone. And Mason, I'll send you an email about another meeting opportunity, the North Carolina chapter. And that'll probably come out. It'll be first week of May. It'll be online using GoToMeeting. I'll send you a link to that when I get it. And let's see if
the chapter head, K2AV, a heads up about it. Just been I'm a school teacher, so haven't been going into school at all here. But I have been working, doing everything virtual. It's going okay. It's kind of up and down. I've been doing a lot of antenna work at home, just kind of tinkering with things. Had a lot of fun in WPX sideband, and I've done some CWTs and played a little bit in the other events, but nothing serious. Been on 6 meters a little bit. Worked Victor 3 for a new one today, and that's been about it. Just kind of gearing up. I have a daughter on the way who'll be here in June, so just getting everything in the house. Been building a lot of baby furniture and things like that. Good to meet up with you guys. WX3B and 4YDU.
Yeah, great, Nate. Congratulations on the June arrival, and that'll be like buying a radio every month, more than that. That's great. Congratulations. Any other check-ins that?
W3TOM. Good evening, Jim.
Hello, Tom. And was that Lloyd, W3IUU?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Now I'll go back and up a little bit here. Let's see. K3 Zulu Oscar. Fred, it's your turn.
Okay, Jim. Fine. K3ZO here. I'm wondering where all the static is coming from. That's wiping out some of the weaker guys for me. But I had fun, as I said, in the reflector in the contest this past weekend. There's one I know of and coming up with this coming weekend, which I haven't looked at the WA7BNM yet, but it's the Swiss contest, and now they've opened it up to everybody like so many others have done. You don't really have to work Swiss stations anymore. Beyond that, Bud probably knows what all the other ones are. So that's all I have from here, but great to have the meeting and great to say hello to everybody. As far as the QSL Bureau is concerned, we're not getting any cards in from overseas. I think they're holding all the packages up at Kennedy. So it's just been, we check once a week, and so far it's just been people, users that are sending in their envelopes and funds and so forth, but no cards coming in. So that's about it. Not much to do except sit here at home and try to organize the shack and the paperwork in the house. So all the best to everybody, and back to you, Jim. WX3B K3ZO.
Yeah. Okay. Great, Fred. Thank you, and you sound great as always. W3 Lima, Bud.
Hey, Jim. Thanks a lot for doing this. Really appreciate it. We're safe here, and hope everybody else is. Let's see. First on my list is I'm biting my nails about the TQWDX sideband. We entered in the 8-meter only high power, and the raw scores came out, and I'm within 4% ahead of somebody else from getting a plaque for that one. So depending upon how the adjudication goes, we'll see how that goes. 4% ahead is not a heck of a lot ahead. Let's see what else. I changed my focus a little bit. I did one of the fallouts from contesting, the easy part of it, was I was collecting counties. I go back and find out what counties I got at the end of each contest, and I got up to about 2,300, but the well has gone dry, picking that up with contesting. And then, fortunately, my attention has been diverted. N8II and company put together this annual QSO Party Challenge, and it's caught my attention. It's a neat way for me to go back and work QSO Parties. I've never done it before, and I've never actually done anything that is focused on King County. So far I've got about something like a little bit less than a dozen counties. It really started off real well because the mobile actually were able to get the counties that I didn't have, but because of this virus, the sponsors are nixing mobile stations, and so I'm getting those who are landlocked. Most of them I've already got. Come the end of this week or sometime this week, I hope to get the 6-meter back on top of one of the 80-meter foursquares, because the 80-meter foursquares isn't doing very much. I also
to do, let's see, Work Goal Zone. The Work Goal Zone award is for 40 zones in 40, 20, 15, and 10, which is 200 zones, and I submitted my papers, and I just got it back today. So I've got credit for 199. I got one more, and the one more, I don't know if I'm going to live long enough to get, but I need zone 18 on 10 meters. And in my spare time, I moved my northwest coverage 700 feet, so I moved a couple of 100 feet further up and a little further away from any power lines. This coming weekend is going to be the Florida QSO party, so I'll be doing that. So my attention has been diverted since the mainstream contesting isn't there, and this kind of fills the bill. That's it for me, Jim, and wish everybody stay safe, and back to you, Jim. This is Whiskey Free Lima.
Okay. Yep. Thanks very much, Bud. It's great news on getting the beverages further away. And it's Ed's turn, November 8th. Echo, Mike Echo. Good evening.
And David, welcome to the group. I'm a relative newbie too. I've been on board for coming up on the lightning static from lightning is 200 to 300 miles east southeast. Storm has rolled through, still flashing over the ocean. I'm on sunscreen. All the business at the 8. I went out and did the VHF contest. I made an awesome 10 o'clock that night off of work. Been spending some time putting my PC to a laptop for my shack rig. And we're kind of getting into the quarantine life. Fortunately, we like it. Been super busy at work. In fact, we hired 2 more engineers over 3 weeks. So we're very blessed. Hard to watch those that are struggling with this, but this too shall pass. Wish everyone doing well. And back to you, Jim. It's DME.
Okay. Very good. Yes, this shall pass. I just don't know how long it's going to be before it does. All right, Whiskey Fox 1 Lima, you're up.
Whatever your name call is. Sorry about that, Jim. This is WF1L over here in Dover, Delaware, where it's currently getting dark. And the wind has stopped, thank goodness, but the lightning crashes carry on. So it's kind of noisy. To be back along, friends. Haven't been to a meeting in a while due to coronaviruses and conflicting schedules, it seems. So, anyway, if anybody's interested, I have I got a set of Yagis that I need to get rid of. They're the bottom 3 VHF, UHF bands, so if you've got any interest in becoming a VHF, UHF contester, I have a set of 3 Yagis. They're on the ground, ready to go. I'll take a very reasonable amount of money for them. I'm looking for $50 a piece. So they're in really nice shape. Been up a couple of years. So they're available here in Dover. Just come get them. They do break down to go in a car. If you have a small car. Anyway, that's about it. The only excitement I have other than blowing up my house rig. So we'll see how that pans out if I can get that fixed again. Right now I'm working on another ICOM 746 Pro, and Jim says it sounds all right. I'm hoping that it does, and we will pass it on back to Jim. This is WF1L.
Yeah, Bill, was that a Pro or Pro 2 756 you need help with?
The Pro 3.
Oh, Pro 3, okay. And suspected final amplifier failure, right?
Yeah, I got that funny burn smell when it gave up the ghost.
Okay, I just made a note of that in case somebody can help. Nate already took his turn, so we're to Dave, November 3, Delta Radio Lima.
Hey, good evening. Nice to hear everybody in there. Like everybody else, I'm hunkered down, but I've been playing, like I was telling people, when the going gets tough, just lock it up another antenna. So I've been playing around with some of the smaller antennas. I had a couple of 6-meter antennas, but the weather's been very, very windy and very unkind to my antennas, so I lost 2 6-meter antennas to the wind. But I've got another one up there, and it's even working on. And right now, I am operating. Let me just tell anybody that's interesting that I've talked to at the
meaning to Chef Lynn. I am operating from my Icon 7300, which I went and picked up in Delaware just before this whole coronavirus started. So I actually went to the store, went shopping in the store, and talked to them and picked it up. They were telling me how great a radio this is. And it really is. And I've got a knock at the door, so let me just push 73 to everybody. That's 3WX3B.
Okay, Dave, great. Then congratulations on the 7300. November 3, Victor, Oscar Papa. Nice to hear you, Mike. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Jim, and to everybody else listening in. And a special howdy to both Rob and to Nathan. First time I've heard him on the air in quite a while. I've been doing a lot of FTE the past little bit. The stay-at-home stuff has made me fire up the FT2000. I've been working a little bit of 6-meter FT8 as well as some of the HF bands, and just learning even more about FT8 and everything else. So just doing the best I can with a lockdown situation, you know. As soon as everything opens up, I can't wait to get out to the parks. Then 3VP, back to Jim.
Yeah, okay, Mike, very good. All right, Jim, November X-Ray 3 Zulu, you're up.
Okay, great. Very good, Jim. Well, good evening, everybody. Good to see my S-meter go to 40/9 when Bud got on. He's about a mile as the crow flies away from my one of my two new antennas. I put up a 160-meter loop and also a big Lazy H antenna, which is up about 85 feet. I have some big poplar trees here on my lot, so they help out a lot. But anyway, the 160 loop has been performing very well, and it's resonant on 80 and 40, and a little bit below 1.860. And I made it out of field commo wire. I did put a comment up in the reflector about it, but that wire is, holds tanks together, I think. So it should be, it should get through the windy summer storms. And let's see, if working on a couple of vintage things. I've got a Hamlin 170A that I've been working on, and a Ranger that I picked up from a guy at a Hamfest, one of the last Hamfests down in Virginia. Actually, was it Richmond, Virginia? Richmond Hamfest? I can't remember now which one it was, but it was the last one that was held down there. I wasn't there. Somebody picked it up for me. And so that's it. Did the Russian contest and did the WPX sideband. It was a lot of fun. So 73s, everybody stay safe, and back to the WX3B NX3Z.
Yeah, okay, great, Jim. Well, that high 160 loop sounds great here. It's very loud. W3, Radio Charlie Oscar Rico. You're another satisfied 7300 user, aren't you? Rico, are you still there? Okay, Mason, did you hang in there or did you sign? Kilo Mike 4 Sugar India. Yeah, I think he signed. Phil K3 Echo Whiskey.
Kilowatt 3 Echo Whiskey. Good evening to everybody. Hope everybody's staying well and staying safe. We operated the SP contest, and this last weekend we were on the entire weekend operating a Straight Case Century Club. So I missed some of the other contests. Just keeping a low profile here, having groceries delivered, and not venturing out much at all. So I just hope everybody stays well. And the static crashes are over 20 over still here. So WX3B, K3EW.
Yep, they're at least 20 over here as well, and I've got 6 dB of attenuation on. Whiskey Romeo, how you doing, Gary?
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for listening, Jim. We're doing fine. Like many others, we're just sort of hunkered down. We're laying real low. We have been enjoying the state QSO parties, been getting on those, and to date I've done them all QRP. So that's been kind of fun to see if I can make contacts, but it really hasn't been a problem, especially with the stations on CW. So that continues to, the antennas, thank goodness for the dipoles, work pretty well. And and the computer went down, about a week ago, so what it meant was I was on doing hand logs this past weekend and dupe sheets, so that was kind of fun, like back in the old days, so but it was still a lot of fun. And it took about twice as long timing-wise to log any contact. It was fun. Just want to say take care, everybody, stay safe, and hope to catch you on the air. WX3B, WR3R.
Okay. Thanks, Gary, 73. And Peter, W2 Charlie, Delta Oscar, over to you.
Okay, well, hi, everybody. W2CDO here. It's day 255 of Stay in Place. I had my one leg of the OCF dipole, the 180-foot length of it, partially collapsed during an earlier storm. So I was kind of off 160 and 80 for a while. Was able to get it back up, or at least up high enough so that I could say howdy to everybody today doing that. We're into sweet cleaning around here, kind of clearing out 35 years worth of stacked papers and other nostalgia and specialties of the house. We didn't know we had, and keep going. So it's actually good, low pressure. Our daughter, who's works for a biotech firm that is intensively busy with coronavirus work, comes by every once in a while, and we feed her. And she sits on the other side of the room, and everybody watches everything. But it's really good to see her. So we're kind of modified quarantine situation here. Yesterday we were out. We just had to get out of the house. It was a lovely morning, and there is a nature center not too far from us. We just cruised by. We were one of 3 cars in the parking lot, and there was a MedStar drive-through coronavirus facility with a couple of state trooper vehicles protecting it nearby. And so we had a nice walk in the woods. We saw 2 other people in the distance, and that was a real good thing to do. Radio-wise, not much. Just kind of got the 40-meter half square up a little higher, and that works better into DK and ZL and over into central Mediterranean. And that's about basically my story. We play a little in the contest, but there's so much else going on around here that needs to be taken care of, including a very attention-seeking 8-year-old Kason. Kind of runs the roost for us. Anyway, that's it. Thanks. Hope everybody stays well. My wife is a retired CDC population scientist and stays in contact with her cronies. She still does a little consulting. And pay attention to what CDC says. Between that and, I'm retired from NIH. Between what the Allergy Institute says and what CDC says, it's the real deal. The rest of it's just politicians. WX3D, W2CD.
Thank you, Peter. Who rules the roost at your home? I missed a word in that sentence. Is it a dog?
Oh, yeah, it's Kason, Keshond, Dutch Barge dog.
Okay, yes, I have a few of those roost rulers at my urban living environment. K3 Alpha Juliet. Go ahead, Tom.
Well, hi, everybody. Those of you who've been around the reflector know that just about all the chapters in PVRC have been meeting either online or on the air, and that's a good thing. There's plenty of activity, and some folks have had a chance to connect that live a little too far away from their local chapter meetings, so that's the silver lining to this cloud. Those of you on the reflector also know that today we announced, or last night, we announced that as long as we're in this position of not being able to hold face-to-face chapter meetings, we will allow participation in remote chapter meetings to count for PVRC membership. So that's also a good thing. There have certainly been a ton of contests. Those of you may have noticed that I finally got my station remote capability working halfway decent. And last weekend, Bob, ND3D, and I gave it a go in the CQMM. That was a tremendous contest with tremendous activity. And that was a heck of a lot of fun. To amplify some of the things Fred said, coming up this weekend, there's the SPDX RIDI contest is going to be running. It's everybody works everybody. And the Swiss contest is kind of interesting. That's everybody works everybody as well. That's a 24-hour contest period with 18-hour max. So that's one where you could actually be fully competitive, max out the time without having to go into sleep deprivation. And of course, the Florida QSO party is one of the monster QSO parties of the year. So that's something to look forward to. With that, Jim, thank you for running the show. And I'll be listening to the rest of it. K3AJ.
Okay, Tom, thank you very much. Whiskey Bravo 2, Zulu Alpha Bravo. Good evening, Todd.
Hi, Jim, and hello, everybody. WCAB here. Watching the sun slowly west, as it were. I was in WPS, and I left Bravo Alpha India. And I don't remember ever having run through a QSO event. I did because I scared it titled 2359, just wait, just trying to get that contact in before the box able to do that. So WCX worked out pretty well. Had 1,800 QSOs. I seem to remember the contest. I don't know if it was before or after, but I played in that a little bit, and that was kind of fun. Other than that, I just did the exit a little bit, and looking at some 20-meter openings in Southeast Asia. Yankee Bravo, Bravo Mike, and I hadn't spoken to Dowd in a long time, and as everybody probably knows, Fred knows, didn't know that 15 meters was wide open to Yankee Bravo land like clockwork, and we almost took it for granted. 4 years ago, on 15, it was just wide open to Yankee Bravo land, but now that path opens at all. It's a thrill to be able to get in there and mix it up. So anyway, that's about it. It's the one really good thing that happens in WPX, aside from getting a championship score and probably a record number of Qs, was I have a friend, DL3AO, and he's an amazing guy. And he teaches volcanology at the University of Stuttgart, and I was in the middle of a pileup, and all of a sudden he called me, and it was such a pleasure that I had to take an extra 30 seconds to say hello to him. Then we communicated with each other on this evening. So very nice to hear everybody here, and everything else is fine. I never make it up to Chef Lynn, so this is a real great opportunity. I've been taking some online classes, and I'm really tired of looking at screens. So this is a really good way to communicate with people without, I'm glad it's not an online, it's really an on-air meeting certainly has that. So there it is. I will turn it back to you, Jim. I can't seem to think of anything too earth-shattering other than that. With 63 Bravo, WCAB.
Okay, Roger. Well, good. One vote for radio meetings. I'll take it. KT3, Roger. Good evening, Bob.
Hey, good evening, Jim. Thanks very much for doing this. Really good to hear everyone tonight and see some old faces. Yeah, well, I guess the last contest I participated in was the WPX 5-band. And just worked 40 and 80. Has limited time in it. I'm one of those persons that have to show up for work every day and on call 24 hours a day. So I guess I'm either fortunate or unfortunate, depending upon how you look at it. Working right now, trying to get my 160 meter inverted L, the radials run for it. WDX and his dad, W3ABC John. Without them, I wouldn't have a station. My health has been failing me for the past couple years, and John and Nathan have worked diligently up here on the hill, helping me get some loops in the air. So we currently have full wave loops on 40, 80, and 160. The 160 I'm having a little problem with getting that to accept the 50 ohm load, but I'll work on that a little bit more this summer. And we'll be measuring out the radials for the 160 in Bernadette. And after that, I got the 40 meter vertical up, and the radials have to go under that. So little by little, we're getting some things together on the low band. No towers up yet. That's hopefully in the future. But that's pretty much what's been going on. Nathan did stop by for a day this winter and help me put some loops back in the air. We had a microburst come through there at the end of last summer and took out a lot of the some tree tops with them. So that was a real mess, but we were able to shoot some lines back up over the trees and get things back working again. So that's about it there, Jim. Anyhow, say hello to everyone tonight. Good to hear everyone. Such a good turnout. Wow. You do this because it's real difficult for me to get over to Frederick with my schedule sometimes. But I'll say Saturday weekend I'll be listening out to Jim, KT3RR.
Yeah, very good, Bob. Well, glad you can make these meetings. And they're a lot of fun for me and hopefully for the group. N1 Whiskey Radio. Go ahead, Wayne.
Yeah, hey Jim, good evening to you and to the group. I just saw that you guys were doing this, so I thought I'd say hello. I'm down here in the northern neck of Virginia, and we're just standing by with everybody else, waiting for things to open back up, playing duck and cover, and trying to stay safe. And that's about all I've got. Good hearing all you guys. M1WR.
Thanks, Wayne. Whiskey 3 Tango Oscar, Mike. Good evening, Tom.
Hey, good evening, Jim. Hey, good evening to the club here. This is W3TOM Tom here down in the walls of Accokeek here this evening. And down here in Southern Maryland. Boy, we had a chance being home here for a bit to work on our antennas and catch up on that winter damage and several of the windstorms. And we're doing pretty good, making good progress till the wind came up today. We missed all the rain and lightning, thank goodness. So even though it'll be chilly in the morning, we'll have a go at it. Go back to it. I've been conducting meetings and presentations with clubs around the Atlantic Division. I've been doing 2 or 3 Zoom meetings a day almost. It's kept us busy, but it's a good way to pass the time. A lot of good folks out there, and it's nice to see progress on the emergency management manager search committee. I was looking for a new emergency manager for the league, and that's coming along well. And I also serve on the CEO search committee, and that's also making good progress. So good to hear everyone on this evening. Appreciate you hosting the meeting this evening, Jim. Doing a great job back in that W3TO.
Okay, Tom, sounds like you have your hands full, and that's a good thing. And using Zoom like a lot of other people are doing. W3IUU. Good evening, Lloyd.
Yeah, good evening. I hope my audio is okay. Yeah, if I keep my hand on top of the transmitter and don't run the processor, my audio is not so bad. A couple of things. A few weeks ago, I was able to get a tree person out here to clear the area around the beam so that now I don't have to worry about the 6-element board running into some branches. And at least not for a couple, 3 more years. And we also got a limb that was hanging over the house taken care of that was dead. And so I don't have to worry about one of those landing on a guy wire. If this tower ever has damage, I would not be able to put it back up.
up because it was grandfathered in. Lenny put it up back in 1982, and it's still going strong. Guide at 2 levels. That's a 30-foot level and a 60-foot level. And let's see. My wife is teleworking. I'm on administrative leave, but I'm doing a certain amount of stuff for work also. I've worked at the Library of Congress 44 years now. And let's see, but with the trying to work zone 18 on 10 meters, I worked it back in about 1991. We had some openings, and it seemed like the best time to work was after the spring equinox. There was a time there when 10 meters was still open and not closing down yet. And I believe I heard that guy, RW9 VA or something like that, both in the morning and the evening. It was really cool to hear that. Also, during some of those conditions, I was able to hear a 4S7 station in the evening on 10 meters on the short path. Anyway, let's see. I was in the in several contests, but last weekend, MM contest, I suppose the most interesting thing for me was I finally worked that handstand. I worked T6AA on 20-meter CW. There didn't seem to be anybody calling him right at the moment that I found him. And I'm on the first call, 100 watts. It was a big beam. Beam works very well on 20 meters, I think, although I don't seem to work too many of those Southeast Asian stuff that you guys talk about. I think that's probably it from here. WX3B from W3IUU.
Okay, great, Lloyd. Thank you very much. And did anybody else want to say hello this evening? Who's that?
K3RA.
Hey, Raul.
I have to reach you at the SWR is too high.
Well, it seems to be working okay now.
Okay, well, you're very close, so.
Well, thanks for stopping by. Anybody else?
Kilo Echo 3 X-ray.
Hello, Ken. You're loud.
Oh, real good. Yeah, just been reading the mail for like 20 minutes or so. Thanks for joining the group. In fact, it's a lot easier to join on the air than it would be to drive the hour and a half up 370 or 270 or whatever it is. So I guess around working like everybody else. I go into my DC office like once a week. Otherwise, it's just totally remote here. Lucky because computer to have 3 big monitors. So everybody else at JP Morgan's complaining about working off a laptop, and I've got like my ham radio computer all set up. So I'm in pretty good shape. WX3B from Kilo Echo 3 X-ray.
Yeah, okay, great, Ken. That's fantastic timing on a computer upgrade. Anybody else?
November Yankee 3 Alpha.
All right, Steve. It's your turn.
Okay, just want to say hello to everybody on the net. And I've been reading the mail on on YouTube, and that Jim is working really, really well. So I just put some headphones on and was doing some other stuff and listening to the
Else, Whiskey X-Ray 3 Bravo and the PVRC and Friends.
How many you got, Jim?
I'll know that later, but probably around 30. Who was that?
well.
Okay. Any last comments from anybody else?
K3ZO, is there any more news about what happened to Marty? W3YOZ, exactly what happened?
Yeah, I don't know. Anybody? Wow, to get that many contesters silent, I guess nobody knows.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's been a pleasure. I enjoyed being your net control and host this evening. Everyone stay home, stay safe, and we'll see you on the air. WX3B. Good evening.
Good evening, Jim. Thank you very much. WA3AER, out. 283, Jim. Thank you very much. Thanks, Jim. Thanks, Jim. Thanks, Jim, for doing this. W3IUU. 73, Jim.
Did I hear Hank in there?
Yeah, you did. Weak signal. I've just been eavesdropping to make sure you mail the guys on
Yeah, you know, I don't have any beverages anymore, but you're strong enough here. It's great to hear you.
Yeah, well, it's fun to listen to everybody's voice up that way, and I just had a few minutes here. keep it, nice job. And here, worked out real well.
Yeah, okay, very good. Well, thanks for dropping by, Hank. Take care. 73.
Take care, Jim. 73, K3.
November 8th.
November 8th, who?
November 8th, Echo, Mike Echo. Eddie here, Jim.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the static crashes. I've got my automatic gain control is set such that the static crashes sometimes take you out.
Could help a little bit.
Yeah, let's move that on to fast. That might help a little bit. Go ahead.
Neighbor,
Who's that?
It's a neighbor of Frank.
Oh, that's right.
So happy birthday, Roll. Well, thank you so much. Glad you made it this far.
Oh, what's the deal on the plastics you're gonna be holding? Anything further on that?
Well, they're starting on Thursday. I've got about 70 people signed up, and anybody I'll send you the link, alright?
Okay, it's Todd, WB News NAB. I'll email you in a few minutes then.
Okay, yeah, and somebody with a decent signal besides me, like 100 watts to a terrible SWR.
Yeah, you got a good signal. It's just at the static crash.
The SWR is 3 points.
You know that SWR doesn't do much to you.
No, it's good. I could probably get the linear to work. I have to turn on and change the jumper on my filter in order to really have a decent SWR here.
Well, if you want to know what you sound like, you can see it on the live stream.
I was listening on the live stream before I actually put the radio on.
Yeah, that's great. I tried this last month and it bombed.
Well, great. It sounded great. I love that.
Roger. All right. Good night, everybody. WX3B is clear, and thanks for attending.
Good night, Jim.
Hey, Jim, K3MM.
See you, Todd. All right. And good night to my live stream people. It's been a pleasure.